The blood is pumping, the fans rather raucous, and we haven't even rolled out the first ball yet. Roque Santa Cruz and company have to realize they are the heavy underdogs today. But for Argentina, this is a team that maybe can take some lessons from earlier matches in this tournament. It might not be as easy as it looks.
Well, it's always that way, isn't it, Phil? The script is presented in all of our minds, but it's never read out in live time that way. As we look at the referees and the little cherubs getting sent their marching orders, a packed house, fabulous atmosphere, and the world's greatest stars come out, and the Koh-i-Noor Diamond, of course, is that number 10.
Taking a look at the starting lineup for Tata Martino, actually taking on some Newell's boys on the other side today. Ever Banega in the midfield with Mascherano and Pastore. Di Maria, who was one of the stars in their earlier friendly with Bolivia, and Lionel Messi. 45 goals for Argentina. No one has scored more for their country in this tournament.
Tata Martino, of course, well known to these boys and all of Paraguay, as he created miracles with this team not too long ago.
So Marcos Cáceres, who is with Newell's as we speak, but now wearing the red and white. Ortigosa, Victor Cáceres, the older brother and captain. Richard Ortiz in the midfield. And then up front, Nelson Aido Valdez and Roque Santa Cruz. And as you might have heard on the pregame show, Juan Pablo Angel saying, keep an eye on Raul Bobadilla. He's going to need to be a two-way player on the day. Well, a lot of Argentine managers in this tournament, both of them today. Ramon Diaz, one of the best that River Plate has ever known, and Gerardo Martino lifting Newell's. Wilmer Roldan, 35-year-old Colombian. Antioquia, been a ref in the top flight since 2003, a FIFA ref since 2008, and was the referee for the consolation game, the third place game between Peru and Venezuela last time out.
Well, expectations are great on Argentina, and he has another big mountain to climb. He's been to the top of all of the world's mountains, of course, in the football levels, and here he's expected to lead them again. So the pressure just keeps getting ratcheted up on Lionel Messi, and that weight of expectation is spread throughout this excellent-looking Argentina team. Of course, the World Cup finalists, runners-up, beaten in extra time by the Germans. Lionel, a whisker away of opening that game. He's looking to lift this tournament and put another jewel in his crown.
Well, a whisker away, not a good idea to shave then, because he has yet to get a whisker on a World Cup or a Copa America trophy.
Well, he won the World Cup at the youth level, Phil. Maradona did the same. A lot of people didn't.
Well, Pelé never won a Copa America either.
Yeah.
Neither did we, so good company.
Beautiful night as the sun starts to go over the Andes Mountains, and this is a wonderful sun-kissed sight that we're seeing, but just wait till this ball gets start rolling, and that's when we'll see the real pyrotechnic show. Rock and roll!
A little help from above never hurts, and we are underway. The Albicelestes, the sky blue and white, defending the goal towards the right, with Sergio Romero, who has yet to really find a club he can call home, but taking over the gloves every time he wears the Argentine colors. Paraguay and the red and white, moving from left to right, and quickly in on Banega. A little talking to from Roldan, who does have a reputation of being a bit of a disciplinarian, but one of the best referees in South America.
Ortigosa there, snapping at the heels of the Albiceleste players right away, and going to make that a consistent theme throughout this. They'll make this into a tight alley fight if they can, and the veterans up front, we know that Valdez and Santa Cruz can open up a can of beans over distance when they are presented their opportunities, but this Argentina side is simply strewn with not international class players but world class. They're big favourites to win it all, but It's not going to be just given to them. They've got to earn it.
Pastore holding on to the ball just a bit too long, pays the price, but the foul saves him. Interesting there, both Pastore and Banega dropping below Mascherano, trying to draw that midfield out for Paraguay.
Messi still to touch the game in the early seconds of this game, but he's going to be crucial to everything Argentina do. Looking for Aguero, cleared away by Aguilar. Trying a little trickery in the midfield, doesn't quite work that way, but it falls for Paraguay. Collision, Garay whistled for the foul. Ezekiel Garay playing his football at Zenit St. Petersburg now. Ex-Newell's Old Boys, along with his coach, of course, Tata Martino.
Poor ball out of the back by Da Silva. Looking long, Di Maria. Messi just lurking in the background, but Aguero whistled for a foul.
On the early going, this referee calling a very tight game. Any sort of contact coming together, he's not turning a blind eye to. Is there anything here? Maybe.
Samudio appearing to get pulled back.
Coming off another fine season for his Manchester City.
Samudio, along with Aguilar, part of Club America's resurgence in Mexico, now looking to get Paraguay resuscitated. Hard to say a team that made it all the way to the final the last time out needs resuscitation, but they did that without winning a game. In fact, they were shut out the last three, and that was actually the good times because they were absolutely disastrous in the run-up to World Cup 14 in qualifying.
Yeah, they had their halcyon days under Tata Martino for sure, and not just in the World Cup. As you say, they did it their way, not by scoring many goals at all, but in the follow-up in the Copa America after that, they did exceedingly well again.
Good burst forward, trying to turn the corner. Unable to do so, Ortiz. Knocked back down Santa Cruz. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, unlucky.
Ido Valdez.
Good player, but not showing it there.
Roncaglia getting the call again at right back. That might be a bit of a surprise, but Zabaleta still not 100%. Missed the friendly against Bolivia. And Tata Martino saying a 5-0 score line, no reason to change.
Well, there's a lot of people expecting some of these players to be rested, Messi included, and with Mascherano after their exertions in their treble winning. What a peach of a pass.
Messi to Di Maria, one touch in for Aguero, appeals for a handball. Banega denied, and the shot sails high.
Well, it's all set up from the genius of Messi with this absolutely spectacular crossfield pass, diagonal. He drops his pint of beer into a shot glass at the other end of the ball. Messi incredible, finding Angel Di Maria over 50-60 yards.
See Anthony Silva, story about him. Bit of a surprise starter today in goal for Ramon Diaz. Near post 6, flying through Ortigosa to clear.
Looking very sharp on the ball, the Albiceleste.
Nice spin, Aguero, he'll get there. 2 men to beat. Takes the hit and maintains possession. Back to Banega in the midfield.
Good ball.
Headed up and over, close but no cigar. Good try by Otamendi.
Otamendi sees Ruswan coming in, beautifully shaking his head. He thinks he should have done better. Maybe I do too. But what a pearl of a pass again. Lovely strike from Banega. Sees his target and picks him out beautifully. Good challenge alongside by Da Silva and Aguilar. Just enough to put Otamendi off his header.
Otamendi, not a controversial call-up for Argentina anymore. Arguably the best center back in La Liga this past season. And there are many trying to get his signature.
Yeah, ex-Vélez Sarsfield man, but playing supremely well, as you say, Phil. Hugely underrated across a lot of Europe. Otamendi.
Marcos Rojo. switching from his red boots.
It's one of the aspects about this Argentina side, Phil. I think it's been vastly underrated what a good defensive side they are and have become over the last few years. He's been absolutely brilliant. In the World Cup, we saw all the glitter bombs come out in attack, the likes of Kun Aguero and Messi, of course, Di Maria, but the defence played tremendously well.
Again, Otamendi. Only 5'10", but plays big. Garay providing the height today, and that will be needed with Santa Cruz on the front line.
One of the big lads, of course, is the lanky goalkeeper, who is another one that had a really exemplary World Cup.
Nice from Mascherano.
Sergio Romero played tremendously well. I don't think he got the credit he deserved.
Not even from his coaches. Couldn't find a game at Monaco. Couldn't find a game at Sampdoria.
Yeah. He surprised me, to be fair. He really played right up to his scratch mark. Good ball.
Nice ball on the overlap. Roncaglia trying to get the cross in. Strong challenge from Aguilar.
The ball is absolutely perfect, and Roncaglia should have done better with this. I think he's looking up ahead of taking control of the ball, and it just got away from him.
Talked about Romero playing well. He needs to. Get to that in a moment. Pastore flipping it in. Goes off Zamudio. Some of the Argentine fans wanted a handball. They'll settle for a corner.
Clever play by Pastore, who had probably his best season for Paris Saint-Germain.
Still just 25.
Yeah.
Turned 26 in a little over a week's time. Weaving. Looking for a masterpiece. Messi in off the defense, though.
And the service
like
is just impeccable from Messi. Running the man in front of him and picking out the perfect pass for his player right inside the box. Not just slapping it into the area. He picks his target out beautifully. Definitely the slickest passing team we've seen so far in this early stages of this Copa.
Pretty good on the dribble as well. Di Maria's drive clings off to Silva and out. Veteran defender, now 35 years of age, but a record 122nd cap for Paraguay. Early pressure from Argentina, but yet to truly test Silva. Di Maria, back post, flying in Garay. Cleared, though, by Paraguay. Di Maria wins it back. Banega.
Well, to control that hopping ball there, Di Maria. That's a great ball.
Just a little too much by Pastore.
Nicely covered.
Trick cross and rolled on, says Paraguay ball.
Paraguay just won one of the last 6 friendlies, Phil. That was a 2-1 win over Peru. The form currently isn't the best, and you can see a little bit ragged here, but under severe pressure. They haven't had the ball for a second.
Take a look at our T-Mobile instant replay on the breakdown below. You can watch it on T-Mobile's data strong network, crystal clear. Glad you could join us here on BN. Dropping it back, Banega with some backspin, but not quite enough leg. Zamudio back to win it. Battle with Ortiz on the far side, and again Argentina comes out on top. Beautiful. Messi. Well, they found a way to stop him.
Oh, it's wonderful possession from Leo's men. Ortiz says his apologies. They've just been spectators watching this syncopated rhythm of Argentina, but no way through yet. But the way they're spreading the ball around and the quickness and slickness of their manner and method has been very impressive so far. Now, even I know what he said there.
Don't want to make him angry.
Yeah.
You can see, just a dozen minutes in, Paraguay already with 4 fouls. Pick your poison when it comes to these restarts. Di Maria, Pastore, Banega, Aguero, and then there's Messi. About 40 yards out, top of the box, laid in on the run. Worked on the training ground, but Pastore's pass cleared away.
Nice ball fed in. And Pastore sees it coming on a red carpet towards him. Just cannot find the third or the second pass in that nice dress rehearsal.
Again, looking long. Rojo sneaks the ball top of the 18, just cleared away to Silva.
Rojo nearly finds Pastore with a beautiful first-time volleyed pass there. Unlucky.
Messi. Again, trying to get away from Ortiz. Scoops it up and over for Di Maria. Looking towards that back post, but no one home. Samudio wasn't sure and plays it safely out for a corner.
Wonderful invention from Argentina. Again, spreading the wealth right across. Di Maria plays a speculative ball, maybe looking for Pastore to join in again towards that back post.
Argentina just one loss in their last 6 internationals. Ball in, slapped away by Silva.
It's a great
overran it.
Kick here. This is intentional in my book. He sees the goalkeeper just inching off his line. Anthony there nearly gets caught. He sees him moving and then he stings this one towards net. Brilliant from Angel. And well saved. He covered his backside rather well at the end.
Di Maria now off his left foot. This will swing away from Silva's net. Roldan trying to calm things. Silva wasn't even supposed to be starting today. Yesterday late, news coming out of the Paraguay camp that normal starter Justo Villar straining a groin muscle. In some ways, I think that might help Silva. He didn't have to worry about facing Messi and company for a week.
True.
Ball bangs away off good eye and a breath of fresh air for Paraguay.
Beautiful set play from Argentina. Doesn't lead anywhere, but the wonderful spank from Angel Di Maria. It's full of menace. Got to be happy with the way it started. Paraguay posing no threat whatsoever, and his team, Tata Martino, playing with a good rhythm and confidence, but nothing to show for it yet.
Well, the way this tournament is set up, Ray, tactics so important throughout, especially match one.
Well, all of the games have been very tight affairs, Phil. You're right. I mean,
still a chance for a third-place team to sneak in. You don't want to get blown out.
Been the most lopsided performance in the opening 15 minutes that we've seen.
But it's dead level on the scoreboard.
Bossing overing this team. Is that intended for me? He's seen him creeping off his net and thinking, why not go for it? And that one was heading into the far side netting.
Cleared away by Silva. Also got a late start, did Silva. Just about a week ago, he was back in Colombia in the final against Cali for Deem, but Medellin fell short then. Lifted forward. Santa Cruz lays it back. Here's Bobadilla in the middle, but he forgot something.
That's a great knockback from the big man, Rocky.
Ooh.
Santa Cruz and Bobadilla, he cursing himself, not stepping into that with a little bit more purpose and commitment. Got to take your opportunities, even if it's grabbing at a chance and slashing at the ball from that distance. Bobadilla a little bit hesitant.
Looking for Di Maria long, finds the other number 7. Here is Bobadilla. Plays his soccer in Augsburg. Just his 3rd cap for his country. And fresh off his 27th birthday, he'd like to unwrap a late present. Kind of sense the key match in this group for that 3rd place game will be Paraguay-Jamaica. And while Jamaica just falling shy against Uruguay, unable to get a finish when needed, kind of wonder how they might do against Paraguay. Of course, plenty of action coming your way in the Copa America. Glad you're along for the ride. Phil Shane, Ray Hudson with you. Argentina, Paraguay at the La Portada in La Serena. Second oldest city behind only the capital, Santiago. And a very fast-growing one as well. Rojo spanks it back to Mascherano. This, the second match of Group B, in for Banega, back to Messi, edge of the 18, wide for Rojo. Oh! Still alive,
wonderful
stepping
play.
up Roncaglia, but his pass cleared. Blasted by Mascherano, and it deflects just wide. Aguero almost put it in.
Well, is it Aguero or is it Messi? He gets the final touch. I think it's Leo. Mascherano just blazes this one through the forest. The football was tremendous leading up to this movement. But there Leo is onto it and tries to steer it in. How he sees it is amazing, because that is a shot full of venom coming towards Leo, and he tries to redirect it into the net. But earlier, Phil, that ball from Marcos Rojo across the face again was tremendous. Lovely embroidered link-up football from Argentina, once more of a high standard, the highest we've seen so far. This is the best football we've seen, but again, nothing quite leading to a clear shot at goal, and this Paraguayan side deservedly needs applauding for holding out for the first 20 minutes without a goal.
Garay plays it across, switching sides with Otamendi. The Olé starting to pour down.
Yep.
A lot of Argentines making the trek across the Alps. I don't think they actually trekked, though. Across the Andes make that. That would have been a long trek.
Yeah, with or without the elephants.
Ball blasted away by Marcos Cáceres. Of course, just on the other side of those mountains is Argentina.
It's the Andes Mountains, right?
The Andes. The ones with the llamas.
I'm going to let you forget that one. Ooh, nice interception here. Good break.
Chance for Santa Cruz if they could find him, and they do. Pulls away from Otamendi, who slams the door shut.
Nice reach in as well. Roque Santa Cruz wants a free kick, but I think he wins it cleanly around him before the contact is made.
Nice tackle to win it back by Ortigosa.
Play it again.
Victor Cáceres. Marcos Cáceres.
Nicely.
Ortiz in the middle, trying to pull away, and again reclaimed. It's about 1,500 miles away from Buenos Aires, just a little longer to Asunción. Chile covering much of the Pacific coast in South America, close to everyone.
Great intention from Pastore to find Messi, just overhit his pass.
Tries to weave inside. Up steps Pastore to try and get it back, out for a throw-in.
There's the first shot. That's a brilliant tackle by Otamendi. And there's the reach in. Gets a little bit of the ball. Maybe he did get a little touch of Roque.
Again, Roldan, not one to shy away from fouls or cards.
He was in a great place to see that one as well, Phil. Beautiful positioning by referee Roldan.
Ramon Diaz trying to turn around the bleeding of this Paraguay side. Just one win in their last 9 games. Don't forget Colombia, Venezuela in Rancagua. That's where Chile played El Salvador just before this tournament, as we open up Group C tomorrow. Check beInSports.tv for your local beIN Sports for details.
The good deep player making that hurtful run into the box. The run dictating Messi's pass from Pastore. Javier just not able to rein it in. A little overhit that time from Messi. This crowd enjoying the quality of the football. The aesthetic of Argentina is impressive, but no cutting edge yet. And Kun Aguero still waiting in the long grass.
One caution for Argentina. Just one win in their last 5 in Copa America play.
Oh, what a
Through
ball.
the middle. Chance for Aguero, but slammed shut by Zamudio. A risky tackle, but a well-delivered one.
Oh, it's beautifully timed tackle, Phil. And Pastore picks this ingenious pass out to perfection. Look at this. He wins it, and then he slots it with the outside of his foot. But then Samudio comes in and says, "You shall not pass." Kun tries to touch it past him, but Samudio gets there a split second ahead of the contact. What a ball from Pastore.
Midway through this opening half, a little push right on Calgia. It's going to be a free kick in midfield for Paraguay. Last Copa America, 13 goals for the red and white, 10 of them in the second half. Not over till it's over. Aldo Valdez in the Bundesliga at Eintracht Frankfurt last season. One of those players that has all the tools, but sometimes forgets where he put them. Just 12 goals in his near 70 appearances. All of a sudden, Paraguay starting to string a few passes together. Little bump by Mache, and it's going to be enough, says the referee.
Strength of Bobadilla showing there.
Victor Cáceres nicely getting a fortunate bounce, trying to feed Santa Cruz. Little stumble opens the door for Messi. Pastore.
Argentina might be needed a little bit more than the individual dribbling, because every time they get the ball, these Paraguayans are defensively very good so far.
Ball back for Banega, threads it forward for Rojo. Well defended, though.
I'm saying that, and how many times have we seen Argentina open up Paraguay with insightful surgical passing and then not quite get the job done. There again, total clip.
Gets the fans on their feet.
There's the first nutmegs of the night.
Di Maria with that lethal left, popped up, keeps it alive. Messi, Di Maria makes the run, tries to feed it back, but well defended.
Wonderful understanding between Di Maria and Messi, both knowing exactly where the other one is headed.
Lifted in, laid back. Messi to Aguero, tries a burst of speed and gets the shot away, but not much on it.
Astonishing how Aguero gets this pass from Messi. Take a look. This is the earlier one. A little petit pont, as the French call it. And there's that wonderful little layoff from Messi, right into stride, but Aguero just can't get it there and pull the trigger. And then it leads further on. Again, good brightness.
Still waiting their first shot, Paraguay. Silva a bit fortunate. He hasn't seen many more. Slam back to midfield. Aldo Valdez trying to bring it down, but can't. Trickles across. Paraguay throw. 0-5-3 in their last 8 Copa America games for Paraguay. That is their worst stretch ever. And they're taking on the tournament favorites. Santa Cruz. Otamendi using his skill.
Paraguay got a coach in Ramon Diaz who knows his defensive duties all right. Played a lot of his football in Italy, so he's drawn them up pretty tight here today. And as I said in the preview, making a good little alley fight of this in the early going.
Long throw, Cáceres still loose. Blasting at Bobadilla, but deflected away out to midfield. Aguero to Messi in a burst of speed against Samudio. Double teamed though.
Was it?
Played back, but straight to Aguero. Out comes Silva, but he's not going to get there. And Aguero opens the scoring.
Superlative finishing from the citizen. Kun Aguero latches onto this, and this is not an automatic gimme goal. He's got a lot to do. Messi instigates it, of course. But then when the ball is spread through to El Kun, he's got an awful lot to do. It's tenacity folded up with pace and penalty box predator accomplishment. Messi gets bundled off the ball. The back pass is played in. Kun Aguero's onto it. They jumping jack flash. Touches it past the onrushing Silva. Right here, the ball's intended for the keeper. He's under pressure from Messi. It's never going to get there. And that's what you get if you keep on believing. What if this one goes back to the goalkeeper? Kun Aguero at this point is recognising that he's got to go back to his keeper because Messi's under pressure here. And then when he sends it back, there you see the flash. That is Kun Aguero. And absolutely kisses it home beautifully. 1-0, Albi Celeste.
Zamudio will complain about a bouncing ball, but a blind back pass that Aguero had sent it out. His 27th Albi Celeste goal, in Argentina with a nose in front.
Well, this is another one of those situations where the statistic will be credited against him on the score sheet, but the run to get him onto that ball that was played badly back from Zamudio is just wonderful educational instinct from Kun Aguero. You'd love to see an aerial view of that goal, Phil, because I'll tell you, when Messi is pressurising Zamudio and the other Paraguayan defender and trying to get to it, I'll guarantee you that Kun Aguero had already started his run to block off that pass back to the keeper, and, well, he got rewarded for it.
Well, Ramon Diaz trying to lock up shop. Back in his days with River, known as a more aggressive attacking coach. He's going to need to find a goal somewhere here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a spirit crusher. Oh, it's a beautiful ball from Sergio Romero.
Mache starting it the other way as he finds Pastore.
That simple pass from the goalkeeper leads to this.
Messi deflected through, but Pastore's not going to get there.
That simple but brave pass from Sergio Romero. The Sampdoria man's the one that starts the dominoes falling from his own 6-yard box. Brilliant.
Chance on the turn, Ortiz. Victor Cáceres all the way to the near side for his brother, but he runs out of real estate. Don't forget, more from Group C. Closing out match day 1 for that group. Brazil against Peru down in Temuco. Brazil coming in as one of the co-favorites, as always. Peru under Ricardo Gareca, another one of the Argentine coaches. Well, they're playing better, but they still need someone to score. Paulo Guerrero a bit nicked.
Great ball again.
Chance again for Aguero.
Oh, he's in.
Through for Messi. Somehow hops over the ball as it rolls through. Back to Banega. Mascherano. Flying out Ortiz, but couldn't get there. The ball screams to the near side to Rojo. Wrong foot's Bobadilla. Banega.
Good decision by Rojo, inviting the line pass into the traffic, but he takes the proper way back, goes one step backwards to go 2 steps forward, but they've lost out here.
Well, Ortigosa looked like he was playing hopscotch. Hits it off his own teammate. Unfortunate, it goes his way. 55-year-old.
It's a tough break for his team to go down to, and again, the way Zamudio was under pressure, it was just a really badly struck ball past. And we always say to play to the side of the goalkeeper and give the keeper a chance. If he'd went for that wider angle, Phil, maybe Kun Aguero doesn't get there, but he goes directly to the centre of the goal with the back pass. And the lads in the locker room at the studio will look at that again. Be interested to see the angle that was played back. It was a real open invitation for Aguero.
Trying to have a a feeling with a back pass like that, guys like Vieri and Angel were probably twitching in their seats.
Well, Messi's really complaining that the Paraguayans are getting a little bit edgy with some of these challenges. They're not as much reaching tackles on him, they're just clipping him as he's running with the ball. And he's used to getting those sorts of calls, but not in South America.
Into the middle, Messi finds a little gap, drives into 3 defenders, keeps it alive, pushing it wide. Whoa! Into the area, and a penalty is called. Zamudio again on the takedown. Di Maria earns the spot kick.
Wow. This will be interesting to take a look, because I thought live time that Angel went down a little easily. That's live time, and of course we'll be seeing it in super slow motion. But Angel Di Maria is the benefactor of good earlier football from Messi again, who took the crowd's breath away with this. And then the little touch home. Angel's got it. The challenge is launched into him. How Messi gets past 4 defenders is anybody's guess. There's a little bit of a tangle, but it's debatable.
Messi driving through the 4 defenders, bursting out the other side. We said you wouldn't like him when he got angry, and Paraguay finds out. Did Di Maria stick his leg out to initiate the contact, or was he just changing direction? Regardless, Roldan points to the spot, and Messi with a chance for another goal. Messi from 12 paces against Silva, goes low, and he sneaks it in with barely room to spare.
Paraguay has been antagonizing him, fouling him and clipping him. And when you do that to Messi, you're pouring gasoline on the fire. Not just with this automatic penalty kick that Silva nearly gets his hand to, but that earlier run, Phil. Our studio boys and Harrison will be looking at that and thinking, OMG, because that was Messi at his best, drawing the red and white shirts into him like a magnet draws in iron failings.
OMG? You've been hanging out on that Twitter thing again, haven't you? 9 minutes left to go in the opening half, and Argentina taking advantage of 2 mistakes from the Copa America left back Miguel Zamudio. The first on a back pass intercepted by Aguero, and the second, the trip on Di Maria, capitalized on by Messi.
Again, this number 10 for Argentina, his fingerprints all over both goals. Said he'd be crucial to how far they're going to go as he was in the World Cup. He dragged his team along by their jock straps in the World Cup, and he still couldn't get them over the line. But
is it fair that that is apparently the ultimate judgment as to how good you are?
Of course not. It's bizarre. Way close.
By the way, that second goal is huge. In group play, the tiebreaker, the first tiebreaker, is the standard goal differential. Head-to-head does not come in until later. So Jamaica, who lost 1-0 to Uruguay, will actually have a little nose in front should this score remain.
Yep.
Lifted into the 18, headed back out, though. Di Maria with some nice defense. Banega,
beautiful,
keeps his feet and starts a break. Messi
switches on.
Outside of the boot. Couldn't quite get there.
On the run, he goes with the knife edge of his left boot through the ball as his peripheral vision picks out Di Maria, and Messi says he's sorry for not finding him.
Paraguay will make the trek to Antofagasta to face Jamaica on their second match, while Argentina stays in La Serena to face Uruguay. And if Argentina's complaining about getting kicked by Paraguay, just wait until they face Uruguay.
Yeah, it is one of the great South American rivalries. Everybody thinks it's all about Brazil and Argentina. But Uruguay, Argentina is as big as it gets, as you rightfully point out, Phil. And that will be a clash of almighty titans. Well, Tata Martino's got the insurance of the second hot water bottle in his bed. And he'll be looking probably for one more before perhaps pulling out some of the big horses.
Aguero went to the stable with 3 goals against Bolivia in the last friendly before this tournament. Di Maria had a brace in that one and earns the penalty for Messi, who missed that 5-0 thrashing. Ramon Diaz.
Well, the last time Diaz's team played Argentina, they got hammered 5-2. If that's
Boliva, he's harassed, but pushes off, and he's whistled for the foul.
Well, if they're not clipping him from below, they're mauling him from the top. Again, the attitude. There's that one earlier from it, and that one perhaps should have been a little bit more of a sterner warning towards Roncaglia. Saw him coming across and lifting his arm and extending it into the face of Nelson Valdez.
Well, he's only been in charge for a little over 7 months, says Diaz. It looks like the rebuilding is going to take a while. World Cup qualifying starting not long after this tournament ends. It is a marathon, but you don't want to get off to a slow start. Which then again, might want to show some signs in this tournament, or Diaz might not be around for World Cup qualifying. Nice from Di Maria. Cuts it back. Strong challenge, Ortigosa. Sweeps it into his own area, but there was cover. Santa Cruz flicks it on. Ido Valdez finding it hard to get an opening. Linesman on the near side actually crunching into one of the microphones, fortunate to keep his footing. Don't forget, stay tuned for the Express halftime show brought to you by Volkswagen immediately following. Plenty to talk about in this opening half. Mascherano swings far side. Roncaglia back to Romero, just making sure he's still awake.
Another conversion job by the wonderful Javier Mascherano, coming out of his defensive duties with Barcelona into the midfield and not missing a beat. In fact, his creativity leading to this. A beautiful struck ball over distance, inviting El Kun onto it. De Silva once again brings out Paraguayan way of doing it, but it seemed to be all that much there.
Smile on Messi's face, like a shark looking at its dinner. Argentina haven't lost an opening game since 1979. But Paraguay hadn't lost one since 75. Going to need a monumental comeback to avoid that. Messi for Di Maria. Off target with the left. Nice control, Bobadilla, who slid more centrally. Strong run near side if they can spot him. The big center back Aguilar, but Santa Cruz running out of ideas. Final minute of regulation, first half. If you're Diaz, is it just par for the course when you face Argentina, or is he going to be frustrated?
Of course, he had a mountain to climb, and he went down to a bit of a sucker punch, and it certainly said at the time it's a spirit crusher, and a little bit of the fight went out of Paraguay, but it's not about the fight that Paraguay needs. Football-wise, Phil, they've been very limited. It's been one-way traffic right from the first whistle. It's been Argentina's class coming out all over the field, and their football individually and collectively has just been too much for Paraguay to contend with, and yet there's been that element of fortune, let's say, in both the goals that Argentina have scored. Probably a penalty correctly given. He's in here.
Aguero again knowing how to nurse that offside line. Flips it back to his right. Dispossessed by Cáceres. Long ball forward. No chance for Santa Cruz. Good eye to the near side. And 90 seconds of added time remain. Argentina, 14-time champions, trying to catch up with Uruguay, who won their 15th last time around on Argentine soil. Paraguay have actually won the South American title twice, but not since 1979. Into the handball. And that's what Roldan appears to see. Milo Valdez said off the chest.
Be a lot of people asking if that was a penalty against Angel Di Maria. One earlier one, the later one on Messi should have been called as well. Seemed to be definite contact, but it would have been probably number 3. Another beautiful pass leads to this.
Times the run brilliantly. Rojo inside, but offside. Just maybe a step in front.
Again, piercing football from the Albiceleste, full of wicked intent and absolute crisp first time passing. Rojo having an absolutely tremendous game.
That's by maybe a foot.
But look at the ball he's still able to pick out regardless, and that's one of half a dozen that Rojo has provided. Lots of threats coming Roque Santa Cruz's men's way. No answer from Nelson Haido Valdez. Unable to contain the uncontainable. And Aguero strikes like the penalty box predator he has always been and still is. 2-0.
Aguero capitalizing on the sloppy back pass, and then Zamudio makes it worse for himself, tripping Di Maria, leading to Messi's penalty. Argentina 2, Paraguay nothing at the half.
Around the world knows it, and he is the focal point all the time. But I'll tell you, Phil, there's been some other exemplary performances for me wearing the Albiceleste shirts, and you pick out Aguero and Di Maria playing tremendously well, and Rojo looking outstanding. The defending of Otamendi. Garay has had his hush puppies on. Remember them? And he's been very comfortable. Eva Banega has been having a quietly impressive game, but it's not about this individual marks for this true team. They're coming together, and Tata Martino has got them playing with high pressure when the other team gets it, and then this wonderful little consideration of passes that's built into the team now.
Pastore lays it off for Banega, drives in, pass wide, Di Maria inside, blasted away by Paulo da Silva. The old man, more caps than anyone for Paraguay. Justo Villar about to pass Carlos Gamara, would have been one away, but unable to go today with a pulled left groin muscle. I don't think he would have done any better than Silva did on the 2 goals allowed. One hung out to dry by Miguel Zamudio, and then the other one with Zamudio committing the penalty. So 2-0 the score line. Both goals coming in a 7-minute span of that first half. And how does Ramon Diaz coach differently in the second half? Because part of it is obviously you get a goal, but it is tournament managing, and it is managing with goal differential being the first tiebreaker. You don't want to fall too far behind Jamaica. Good look at Tata Martino.
And he is looking good.
A little calmer than we saw last year.
He's lost a few pounds as well.
Little layoff by Otamendi. Burst of speed from Di Maria.
Superlative again. Superlative.
Well, they found a way to stop him.
What a wonderful turn it is.
There's one of the changes. Derlis Gonzalez in the book.
Yeah. And there can be no complaints. We'll see the foul, which is the worst part of it, of course. And what we don't see and what shortchanges us is the majesty of him when he started this attack. The brilliant turn, the wonderful quicksilver pace. That's ignored, unfortunately. But you people with your fancy machines, just go back and take a look at the way Video turned and left his defender in acid. Brilliant, Di Maria.
They took out Richard Ortiz to stick in another forward, and Derlis Gonzalez. Ball all the way across, punched away. Silva, not far enough. Messi slams it in. Argentina screaming for a handball. More pressure, Banega.
Control of Messi was instantaneous, and he places this one, and it strikes to Silva. I believe Phil, who knew nothing about it.
Derlis Gonzalez already with one yellow.
And again, it's Video that goes down in a heap. Wonderful Angel. They cannot tackle him, they cannot contain him, but they can foul him.
Gonzalez a forward, but he's been nailed back by this
just
Argentine attack.
He takes the right into him, he draws him in, and the referee even has compassion, saying he's just way too good for you, kid. And in return, Gonzalez saying, well, it was their referee for 1 second, and then it wasn't. What do you want me to do? So,
10th appearance for Paraguay for the 21-year-old Gonzalez. Applies his trade at Basel in Switzerland.
Heavy rumours coming out of Old Trafford that Di Maria may be exiting for pastures new. Started out brilliantly at Old Trafford. Fell away a little bit after the personal problems that he had, but still a true world-class player.
Messi heads it, and it deflects high in the air, but Messi might be hurt. Launched himself in to head that ball towards goal. Was there any contact afterwards? Says he'll be okay, but just needs to catch his breath.
Does it take a straight elbow? It's a wonderful disguised free kick. But again, another one of these Tata Martino.
With Hoffenheim, Roberto Firmino, who scored. Bobadilla switching over towards that left flank. Keep an eye on Ido Valdez. Very quiet in the first half.
They just seem to be playing a level, a couple of levels below their opponent on the Paraguay. Watch how they play this one out.
Good eye. Shielding. Slams it up. Carlos Tevez, Lavezzi among those. Higuain as well. Those are the reserves.
Well, as I said in the preview, the Aladdin's Cave of football on the world stage. It's a staggering array of talent, isn't it?
Of course, they had much of that talent in the World Cup and could not get past Germany. Poked away from Bobadilla, but he's going to get the call this time.
Well, a lot of those players were missing in action against Germany in the World Cup final, Phil.
Di Maria, Aguero was hurt. Tevez not even on the roster. Right. He is now.
Yeah.
Mascherano trying to marshal the defense. Lining up his wall, then goes, it's Messi, never mind.
Well, haven't seen much of Bobadilla, but let's see if he can feed this one in the right way of the pass.
Charging in, straight to Romero, who launches himself in the midst and comes down with the ball. Starting a break the other way. Messi in third gear. Credit to Da Silva for tracking back over to Di Maria. Bangs it off of Aguilar, and Paraguay dodges a bullet.
Lionel supplies a good ball for Di Maria after a tremendous surging run. And Maria does well to pull the brakes on and then tries to return the favour to Lionel, but just cut out.
Tackled away nicely. Pastore, it looked like. And now it's Aguero with a head of steam.
Yeah, they're sensing the substitutes are getting warmed up. I think it started to spark in the other three. What a ball.
Just misses Messi's stride. Cleared only as far as Banega. Rojo. And Shirano.
Looking like a favourite, though. Even I know this is just the curtain raiser, but this is a call that we'll see if Brazil answers tomorrow and steps up to the pressure plate the way Argentina have tonight. No stage fright about them here.
Nice from Roncaglia, meeting it on the volley. Aguero, but he can't turn it towards net. Deflected for a corner. The number of
passes that's put together, stitched together, embroidered beautifully by Argentina should be counted. They're just toying with Paraguay. They find their way through. Beautiful passing lanes found instantly, and that would have been an audacious goal ahead. Aguero being able to find the target.
Di Maria deflected by Santa Cruz. Swept back in Roncaglia. Here's Messi, spots the run.
Ball.
Settling. Di Maria, but on his right, looks to feed Messi again. Di Maria. Otamendi. And now with Argentina committed forward, a chance for Paraguay to cut into the lead. 4v3 if they hurry, but Garay snuffs out the chance.
Wonderful from the ex-Newell's Old Boys man. Lovely anticipation in him, reading the eyes of the Paraguayan attack. He needed to get that one, cut it out.
On the turn, Aido Valdez into the area. Otamendi with them all the way. Garay before Santa Cruz can adjust. Derlis Gonzalez battling on the sideline. 10 minutes into the second half and then some. Better from Paraguay, but starting in a 2-goal hole. By the way, of course, Jamaica still needs to face Argentina, Ray, but they do that in the finale of group play when Argentina most likely will have already clinched a spot. Of course, Uruguay has something to say about it, but there also could be a chance that Tata Martino will be playing more reserves. So maybe a chance for Jamaica to avoid the same fate.
Yeah, all credit to the reggae boys. You beautiful people in the island of Jamaica. You should be proud of the way your boys showed up today, that's for sure. They played,
Christian Gary said
it was surprisingly well, and really did the country proud. Well played, Jamaica.
Ball over to Pastore. Trying to find an opening, looks for Messi.
Nicely.
Back to Pastore, the
Magic.
PSG man to Messi! Point blank, Silva with his knees.
Wonderful interplay between Pastore and Lionel. Completely on the same frequency. Knows where each other are going. Brilliant from Messi as he has his name sung around, but give full credit to Javier Pastore there, Phil. That was tremendous decision-making by the PSG man.
Saw that against Bolivia as well for Di Maria. Of course, then again, you could say albatrossed by Eric Cantona, who said he is the best player on earth.
It's a lovely passing movement. Starts with Banega from Di Maria to Pastore. Sees Messi out wide. A little bit of hocus and pocus. And as Christian Vieri likes to say, there's the razzle, but no dazzle this time, Christian.
Headed out, Paraguay's ball.
Still lovely to watch, isn't it? Tremendous tune-up is what this has been for Argentina. But, you know, Phil, it's not just been about the lovely quality and style points of Argentina. This Paraguayan team threw down their brass knuckles to them and said, we're going to make this work for this. And it was a contentious, combative game, and it still is, but Argentina's attitude, their real resolve has come through as well, added to their skill and ability. That's a pretty lethal combination.
Good effort by Valdez. Paraguay holding on. But then you look, and admittedly, Uruguay, not Argentina. But Jamaica had probably a good chance to win that match if they could have finished a few of their chances. Paraguay yet to really challenge Romero, and we're an hour in. Samudio. This could be an opportunity. Valdez! And they're keeping the gloves warm. Sergio Romero parries it away.
Well, that's a beautiful setup from Nelson Jairo Valdez. He cannot believe this one. He could have controlled it and took an extra step, but it's a tremendous save by Sergio Romero regardless. And when we see that one again, the link up between, I think it's Santa Cruz knocking it down for Jairo Valdez, who was in lovely space.
Is this a case of Paraguay waking up, changing their formation, or Argentina allowing them to? We'll find out in a second. Jairo Valdez again, and this time he will not be denied.
Supremely magisterial strike for the goal of the tournament so far from the Eintracht Frankfurt man. It's beautiful in its dispatch. It's emphatic, and he finishes with absolute deadly accuracy and wicked intent. There's a little bit of luck here, but he's found quickly, and then he settles it and curls it and stripes it around Garay and into the top of the net. Wonderful hit, and he is doing his Paraguayan side and his country great pride. Albiroja roars back.
Goal number 13 in his Paraguay career, tying one of your former competitors, Julio Cesar Romero, on the all-time list.
Yeah, he was.
Nice turn, Ortigosa. Argentina, well, if they did take their foot off the pedal, they better hope they didn't lock the brakes.
Was a little bit of good fortune in the way that Paraguay got possession of that, but once Jairo Valdez got it into his compass, it was good night Vienna.
Aguero to Di Maria, cut out before it reaches Pastore. Aguilar clears it to safety.
Oh, big confidence booster and morale booster despite anything that happens from here on in, but there's a half an hour football here to be played. It's a one-goal game. Tremendous response, full of character and spirit. Now it's starting to really come out of their shells.
Cáceres looking for Samudio. Roncaglia in the way. Now he's got to be careful. He already has a yellow, does Roncaglia, but no problem here. Goal from Jairo Valdez, really shaking things up. Argentina still in control, but now maybe one turn of an unfriendly card away from dropping points. Otamendi. Vanega to Messi. Seems to have found more pop in his step. Messi tries to lift it through and does. Rounds the keeper. And just misses the back post.
Would it be one for even his scrapbook here? Again, it's as much about his tenacity and desire. It's burning like a furnace, and we'll see it here. He really has no right to get past these three players. How he does it, you tell me. He tries to feint Di Maria, perhaps, or is this a shot at goal? They're getting pulled, he's getting kicked. He doesn't care. Tries to go for that back post, but he's a yard away, a few angles away, but again, amazing from Messi.
Actually tried to pass it across and then adapted to the bouncing ball. Lionel Messi, his gears whiz faster than anyone else out there.
He had those three players, four defenders, Paraguay, lined up like a row of fence posts and again completely bamboozled all of them.
Trickles across. It'll be Argentina ball.
Thought the advantage should have been played there, ref. And out.
Brazil and Colombia opening their Copa America play tomorrow on BN Sports. Colombia, Venezuela and Rancagua. Brazil, Peru and Temuco. The real question is, who does Mr. Peckerman, another of the Argentine coaches, select up front? Talk about a team that is loaded for choices.
There's 6 Argentina-born coaches in this tournament, Phil.
Out of 12. They must know what they're doing. Good eye. Roncaglia on his wing. Torre. Messi. Banega. Cuts to the middle. Strong step up, but Argentina regroups.
There's that slice of good fortune by way of Pastore. Not victimizing Pastore at all. It was just unfortunate, but Silva doesn't mind and sees that from the best seat in the house. Looking down the pitch at that wonderful strike.
Messi. Nice flip through the legs. The substitute, Benitez. Nice turn, Santa Cruz.
Quality.
There's Benitez, but straight to Romero's arms. Starting to show a bit of a pulse. Not done yet for Argentina. Tata Martino with some work to do. Messi wants it back, but a strong challenge on this near side. Nice from Cáceres, the captain. Curling that one around, but Roncaglia in the way. Now with Benitez, Gonzalez, Santa Cruz, and Aido Valdez. Almost as offensive a lineup as Paraguay can put out there. Zamudio flicked on Santa Cruz. But offside, Benitez just a little over-eager. Don't forget, Group C gets underway tomorrow on BN Sports. Check us out. Colombia taking on Venezuela in the opening match against those two sides up at El Teniente in Rancagua. That's the appetizer for Brazil, Peru. 20 minutes and change remain in regulation. Flag comes up on the pole. Chance for Santa Cruz. Tries to cross. Otamendi in the way. A lot of talk about where Otamendi will go. Looks like he will leave Valencia, but Valencia will get a lot of money in return.
Great spirit being shown in this second half from Paraguay. Needs to be recognised and applauded. Problem is always going to be for Benitez, man, that he's going to be short on the goals, but set pieces, anything can happen.
Out comes Romero.
Service like that.
Got to do better than that. Quickly out, and Paraguay scrambling back. Yumeria. Messi slaloms to the inside, tried to meet the run of Aguero. Again, Argentina seems to be taking just a bit of a break. Wanting it back and sending it forward. Zamudio. Could have been a push by Roncaglia, but he refused to go down. He'll settle for a corner. Good run by the left back.
Wonderful link-up play as well. Santa Cruz involved. Lovely hold-up play. Starting to bristle now, this Paraguayan side, and show some real commitment in getting forward. More so than any other point in the game, they're looking for this equaliser in a serious manner.
The spot, looking for Da Silva. Cleared away. Di Maria can't control. Derlis. Across. Back heel flick just wide. So close. He almost had his brace.
Wonderful stinging invitation for Caceres to meet the train at the station, but he just cannot punch his ticket. It's a wicked ball across. He gets a good touch on it. Di Maria gets victimised here, and they are nearly made to pay in a big, big way. It's a lovely ball hammered across to the back post, and a nice touch, but so close.
Milo Valdez just didn't get enough, and you wonder if he would have gotten nothing, maybe that would have left that back post open. Vanega hurdles through the challenge. Paraguay back quickly, but he finds the open Messi. Into that left foot, deflected wide. Throwing his body in front, Ortigosa desperately trying to deny.
Lovely ball from Pastore again. And then Vanega, nice run, sees the danger man, serves it out beautifully, and then this deflection nearly bloops in for Lionel.
Ortigosa falls for Paraguay. Screaming for it, Benitez. Help left and right. Touched by Derlis. In for Santa Cruz. Denied on the slide. Otamendi. They're getting their chances. But now it's Argentina the other way. Aguero to the 18. Di Maria across for Messi. And he slides in empty-footed.
Wonderful play from Sergio Aguero and Di Maria. Di Maria lays the table out for Lionel, but he cannot extend those legs and just kiss it home with his studs. Beautiful football again.
Pastore turned the corner and taken down by Victor Cáceres.
Di Maria, he's got no other option other than to find Lionel here, and he gets within a whisker of it. Beautiful play from the Manchester City man Aguero, and he tries to get it to Messi. That's how far away. A cleat's length. Wonderful stab from Kun Aguero, and then again magnificently picked out was Messi from Di Maria.
Well, here is Carlos Tevez. Did not have him in the World Cup. Tata made sure to correct that. And Higuain also getting set to come in. Not satisfied with a 2-1 lead. They want some insurance. Di Maria.
This Argentine side, Phil, sensing that this Paraguayan side could really steal their glory night here and really starting to exert themselves. They moved up a gear, Argentina, as Pastore makes his exit after a very good game. Again, his start in its ascendancy in this last year, maintaining good form. Wonderful all-round performance. And Carlito Tevez, ex-Boca Juniors man, enters the fray.
This will change the look.
Another ex-Boca Juniors man, Vanega, receiving instructions.
And now it will be Gonzalo Higuain, tied for 6th all-time on the Argentine scoring chart, the ex-Riverman.
Nothing wrong with Aguero's performance at all.
Ball to the 6th, cleared away. Might be a short tournament, but it's a long 3+ weeks threaded into the middle. Nice run, Benitez. He's got an entourage to his right, but shut off nicely by the defense. Gonzalez.
We're witnessing a similar type of performance from Argentina that Chile put together in their first game. They went to sleep in a big way in the second half, and really they were nearly made to pay.
Match of the tournament so far, but it's still early. Nice turn to get around Rojo. Derlis at the 18. Gonzalez to the goal line. That one's at the top for Santa Cruz.
Magic.
Lets it run. Zamudio! And Romero does it again.
Well, wonderful setup play again from Rocky Santa Cruz. The Cruz Azul man does everything right. He gets this one, takes it, finds his man running on. It's Zamudio who blazes it towards the right target. First time crack, and it's a red hot crack, but it's directly at Sergio Romero, who's quick as a scalded cat.
Zamudio doing his best to rip those goat's horns off. He's had a couple of good chances here. From the corner kick, their third. To the spot, headed down, deflected. Fighting for it, Aguilan, still alive. Back comes Banega for Argentina. Too long for Higuain. Strong run, Benitez, if they could find him. Santa Cruz.
Good pressure again from the Albiroja. Pressing and probing, looking for the big man. Rocky Santa Cruz is been the main man to go to, and it's always been danger. Every time they've fed into Santa Cruz, still performing tremendously well at his 33 years.
If they can get a second goal, that would throw everyone's predictions up in the air. Zamudio. Benitez. Zamudio.
Nicely.
And he's unmarked.
Oh, he's
early. Falls for Ido Valdez, but it's cleared away.
Can it magnetize this ball? It gets pinged into him. Nelson Valdez involved again and just kind of settle the ball.
Higuain.
Great pass.
Across for Tevez.
Another good ball.
Di Maria, and he's denied by Silva. Coast to coast.
Gonzalo Higuain starts it off beautifully. It's a lovely ball from the Napoli man. That one right there. Tevez sees the right target, and Di Maria stings this one towards the side. But again, this substitute goalkeeper, Anthony Silva, Independiente Medellin, playing very, very well.
And now they go even more. Fresh legs from Barrios, but what a game from Santa Cruz.
Absolutely top class all the way around. Wonderful leader of the line. Worked hard, ran himself into the ground, but his touch and skill provided real danger.
Loose in the 18. Touch just over the bar. That one I don't think Silva could have gotten. Rojo sends it high, though. Lucas Barrios at the start of the Dortmund burst.
Save that is, saying it straight at him, but it values the save that Romero made. Wonderful. Great effort.
Don't forget to get all your gear at the official store of Copa America 2015.
I do.
The World Soccer Shop, worldsoccer.com. I hear you're pretty popular over there.
Regular customer. Great lads at worldsoccershop.com. Brilliant service.
Touched away, Messi dispossessed.
Oh, that's brilliant service as well. Look
Mascherano gets it back.
Magic.
It's Higuain. Tries to cut back. Zamudio denies.
Wonderful play again. The substitutes come in and just lighten up the bulb. Zamudio does well here to contain Higuain. Thought Higuain might have drove to the line there, but he tries to pull it back on Zamudio. Again, wonderful play from the Albi Celestine. Another sub.
Looks like Villa from here.
Yep.
And it will be Banega exiting. The Lazio man enters back from an injury and now stepping in to try and hold on to those 3 points.
Another player who had an impressive World Cup, Biglia.
And a yellow card to follow. And again, that could cause problems later. 2 in the group stage, and you'll have to sit. And again, Argentina, Uruguay in their next match. You could see 11 players with yellows in that one. Didn't look like it was going to be edge-of-the-seat stuff at halftime. Here's Benitez.
Certainly squeaky bum time now for Argentina, but not with service like that. Easy pickings. Disappointing.
Messi draws the defense. Taken off of Higuain's boot. Word that he could be on the move. Out of Napoli. Messi with the Olays on the dribbles as he leaves the defense behind. Back to Villa. Di Maria now on this right side. Tried to slam it across. Let's go, says Aido Valdez. Still time. And again, goals for a second tiebreaker. So Paraguay has already turned things in their favor. But I think they sense there could be more. Mascherano. Bundled over by Barrios. Just 6 goals in his 26 caps for the Argentine-born naturalized Guarani. Big reason that Montpellier made a surge in Ligue 1. They're on loan. Might take a little bit more to keep him. Strong challenge. Again, Aguilar. Here's Samudio. Otamendi, only 5'10", but plays taller. Barrios. Inside for Benitez. Starting to sense what Ramon Diaz has built on this offensive side of Paraguay. Aido Valdez tries to turn, but he's pulled down.
It's good skill from the Frankfurt man. Good hold-up play. It's lazy defending from Otamendi. Doesn't do too much, but his arms are on him, and the player, wisely, for his team, goes down, draws Otamendi into him, and this is a danger point for Argentina to defend, and that's why he's looking like he's left the gas on back home. It's a beautiful placement, this.
So many possibilities. Sergio Romero lining up that 2-man wall.
Well, the service in hasn't been the best in the last 2 or 3 from Paraguay, so he's really got to make this one sweeter, more accurate.
Samudio low. Batted away by Higuain. Sent back by Cáceres. Higuain with a little touch, trickles across.
Absolutely indefensible type of free kick taken by Samudio there. It is as poor as you can get. And still, Paraguay gains possession.
Strange, the ref would blow the whistle in a situation like that. If you're out of position, should be a foul throw, but Paraguay will take it. Flipped on nicely. Barrios falls at the 18. Not cleared. Launched by Samudio into orbit. They're getting close, though.
Well, second half, they'll be getting close and closer. Turn the key. There's the player of the game.
MVP brought to you by Delta. Keep climbing. Messi did. Argentina glad to have him. Just enough.
Well, it's a penalty goal, but he's danger throughout the game, setting up his teammates and antagonizing. The defense of Paraguay was incessant, non-stop, and it was as much of his attitude about this game, not want to walk through the game and strut like a peacock. Messi, he did it the Barrios way, down and dirty and gritty. Set his team up with a real captain's-like attitude coming out against a team they were expecting to dispatch a lot more comfortably and build on that 2-0 win, but credit Paraguay.
Could say that Silva deserves some MVP consideration, even though he allowed the 2 goals.
Well said, Phil. Been some excellent performances all over. I thought Di Maria was tremendous in the first half along. Aguero wasn't too far behind.
Santa Cruz in the second half for Paraguay.
Rojo, for me as well, was always a constant live wire danger.
2 minutes remain, plus added time. Barrios, not the tallest, 6'2", matching up with Garay. Ortigosa.
The better ball.
Headed towards the corner, but wide of Romero's net. Best free kick of the match so far.
Yeah, finally they found a target.
Victor Cáceres, though, couldn't find the goal.
It's a brave effort. It's a good effort. And Sergio Romero's got it covered all day.
62nd appearance for the Guarani captain. Back to Romero. Mario stepping up to challenge, which helps Paraguay win it back in the midfield. Roncalia challenging. Now Cáceres again. Appears to be pulled down by Bilia right in front of the ref. No time to argue for Paraguay.
Yep, still another couple of throws of the dice. Here's the first one.
Ortigosa, let's see if he can do it again.
Nice ball.
Nodded back down. Driven home for the equalizer.
Fabulous Caballos from the dead. They have risen like Lazarus. Paraguay to grab this one. Astonishing scenes of jubilation from La Almiroja. They continue to believe. Finally they crack the dam. Finally they get the equalizer. It's been on the cards. In this second half, the fatigue showing, they've run their lungs out. They kept on believing. It's a beautiful ball over the top. It beats Biglia. It drops down and it is absolutely sizzled home with malicious intent. Rupta Silva. Lovely ball. Nodded down here and ratcheted onto by Lucas Barrio. Excuse me. The header down by De Silva. And then this one sizzled home for a shocking equalizer right on time.
The man that Tata Martino convinced to leave his native Argentina for Paraguay has now cost Tata Martino in the Copa America. Barrios in the 90th minute. 2 minutes added. There might be time for more. What happened here? Is it Paraguay woke up or Argentina went to sleep?
Been talking about it this entire second half. It was a whole different attitude brought out by Paraguay. And not too much change by Argentina. They were full of threat. I think the midfield went a little bit missing in action in this second half for Argentina. And maybe Tata was a little bit too loose with that 2-0 lead. And maybe, in hindsight, should have been a lot more conservative. But Argentina now coming on.
Tevez in the midfield, looks for Messi. Strong challenge, knocks it off by Aguilar. And here comes Paraguay again. Weaving their way through. Aido Valdez on the inside, going wide. And there's Mascherano.
Well, thrills and spills and surprises in this early going of the Copa America on beIN Sports. And a wonderful game of football throws up another shocker.
Boy, does Uruguay feel good looking at this scoreline.
From 2-0 down Paraguay, when they were looking absolutely dead and buried in the first half, you would have put your mortgage on it being a lot more towards Argentina, but the resolve of Paraguay has come through and they've kept on believing. But look out.
10 seconds left or so for Di Maria.
Ball.
He has a man open, but the header goes wide. Far post Tevez. He could have been the hero.
Di Maria absolutely off the charts with this service. Magnificent beyond belief. He picks him out perfectly. Wonderful pass. It's an open header, and Tevez fills his pants. He cannot believe it.
They've added another minute, so maybe time for Paraguay.
Oh, what a shocker from the Apache.
Maybe a fair scoreline considering Paraguay's efforts in the second half. But this, in some ways, throws the whole tournament up in the air. Not just the slotting in the knockout stage should Argentina not win the group. But remember, they didn't even make the semifinals last time on home soil. Trickles into the middle, slammed back to midfield, checking his watch, rolled on. The final seconds trickling away, and that will do it. A second half comeback. Costata as Ramon Diaz and Paraguay share the spoils.
The most serious of wake-up calls for Argentina. Valdez and Barrios leads the charge back, but big brave hearts through Paraguay. 2-0 down when Argentina looked like they were just going to float home and keep on making this. Goals line would have been off the charts. It wasn't to be because these red and white stripes came on. And for Napa, pura calidad. It's got to be all about this wonderful equaliser that was set up beautifully and then rattled home. The astonishing comeback of the highest order. Lucas Barrio, the substitute, comes in with the fresh legs. It's lovely service in. He's loose and free as a bird in the park. The head back is considerate. It's beautifully kissed back from De Silva. And it is a real great, pure quality goal for Napa and Paraguay.
As the theme song for this tournament rolls through, Argentina has to feel a bit bewitched, as have we all been. Paraguay, one of the stories of the tournament so far, 2-2 with the comeback to deny Messi and Argentina the points. The final score from La Serena, Argentina 2, Paraguay 2. Stick around. Extra comes your way with a complete wrap-up as BN Sports coverage of Copa America 2015 continues.